So as it's nearly spring, I decided to go to the spring of the Thames. We're going to do it with wild camping. We're going to walk all 200 miles, hopefully. I'm being love bombed by nature at the moment. I haven't forgiven nature yet. Considerate of what? Their stylistic choices. I'm Duncan, winner of the Bourne End Bridge Rivet Challenge. Riveting. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? It's for moments like this. Oh, is that an outflow? How romantic. Don't show me your ugly house. Don't show me your ugly house. Buddhas and Porsches? Why am I doing this? You are joking me. Just had the tent collapse on me. So if you want to follow me up the river, please hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, or share with your friends because it helps the channel. Morning. It's 5 o'clock, and yeah, I didn't record any video last night, and it was a bit like old Winchester Hill. It was like a, torrential rain, getting drenched, putting out the tent, everything's wet, the pack is completely drenched, so drenched it's like, I brought it in and there's just a pool of water. Winchester Hill is like all these little slugs, so I knew I couldn't leave the pot, I couldn't leave lots of things outside. I'm currently in Eton, Dorney Lake. I wanted to be by the river and just pretend to be a fisherman, but I couldn't find a site that was level and not boggy in the dusk, so I ended up in the wood nearby. Light door keeps going down several times a night, so I think it might have a leak. If it's going to be another cold, wet night tonight, I might be tempted to go home. I'm a bit used to this, I have to kind of not be a sort of fair weather hiker in that regard. She made sure I had a meal, because it does really help heat you up. So I was a little bit cold last night. It was 9, went down to 6, the high 14. It wasn't massively cold in here, but it felt cold because I was damp. Yeah, you can see how damp it is in the tent. We're in breakfast nook. Stuff is hanging up. The tent is alright. Show you, this is where I was camping. Rise over, is it Dorney Lake? So whatever, it's the thing that was built for the Olympics. It's a rowing lake. It's over there is the hotel or whatever. It's over the river. So I was a bit worried about being too visible. So that's why I got the tent down first before breakfast. Cold, wet tent, my favourite, and also had slugs on it. Yeah, I had to evict the slugs. Alright. I hope I evicted all the slugs, if not they'll get very squished. See, nature's trying to charm me after the horrors of last night. It's like some codependent relationship, isn't it? Oh, I'm not so bad really. Oh. I'm being love bombed by nature at the moment. I'm here for it, because I need the sun to dry things, but really, I haven't forgiven nature yet. 7:30. I'm walking already because I want to get some miles in for possible another deluge at the end of it. Ah, that is very welcome. Sunshine. And it's almost as if, especially with the puddles drying so quickly, it's almost as if that deluge last night didn't happen. These were all massive puddles and big mud things, and they dried overnight, which is crazy. So 5 miles from Windsor, 3 miles to Maidenhead. Didn't realise we'd done 5 miles. Really, did I do 5 miles? I'm doubtful about that. And that says Windsor full. I can't agree. You see what I mean? That's apparently called Monkey Island. How many monkeys are around here? And also, I'm sure that isn't that Escape from Monkey Island, isn't that like a video game? Considerate of what? Their stylistic choices. If I was giving my criticism of some of the gardens earlier, maybe yes. Wow. Now this would have been brilliant, although it is kind of overlooked by someone's house, so they might have come and shouted at me. This is more what I was thinking. These kind of banks, yeah. but maybe not with an overlooking house. But yeah, this is what I was thinking of last night. But yeah, there is something quite weirdly soothing weighing under a bridge. It's the M4. I'm sure you really wanted to know that. That's the M4. Whoa! Braid lock. Let's get it locked down with the CCTV. But no water. Obviously refurbishment. They seem to be refurbishing all the locks. Not sure why, but yeah, no water. Sigh. No toilets either, seemingly. Lovely houses. More bridge chat. This was designed by Brunel. This railway bridge. The Sounding Arch. Apparently it's the widest and flattest in the world. 128 feet with a rise of only 24 feet. Yeah. Exciting. Buddhas and Porsches. Maidenhead Bridge. Nice old stone bridge, or I don't know, maybe it's not that old, but it looks quite old. Which we're going to cross. And we're going to go over to the side. We're going to break on through to the other side. This is the Ada Lewis Memorial. Actual fountains in Maidenhead, but no water drinking fountains. Just on a refuel stop in Maidenhead. Would not recommend. I mean, everything is designed, even the Waitrose is designed for cars. You have to go through the car park. I forgot that Bray Studios was at Bray. That's did the Hammer House of Horror films. Oh, it's so funny. The Sainsbury's, you had to scan your receipts to get out. I wonder what happens if you don't buy anything. You're just kind of locked in there forever. I've never seen that anywhere else. Shows you how much they trust the locals. This is very beautiful, though. Even the geese are behaving. Let me share with you my mental current working. Why am I doing this? 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 Why am I putting myself through this? Why am I doing this? And so on. Oh dear. On days like this, that's what I'm thinking. I was so positive this morning with the sunshine. Now I'm like, shipwreck. There's been a few of them, but this one is one of the more impressive ones. I know the Thames Pass has to intersect with civilization at some point to as interchanges to stations and things. But I really wish there was less road walking. Walking to Cookham, the land of Stanley Spencer. And I'm side-eyeing their bridge. That looks like a very dangerous rickety bridge. Surely we've got afford a place like this. Afford to sort your bridge out. But anyway, even in the rain, this is definitely the scenic part of the river. This is a Cliveden estate across over there. Which, as you'll be surprised for me to say, the mantra I haven't been to. I don't think I have. Might have with my partner at some point. I have to ask. I don't think I have. Even, somewhere like here, like next to a bench. That would have been a good one. With that view, that would have been wonderful. Horrible weather. You can get wet, I may as well get some footage. Wow. Even in the rain, it looks nice. That would look nicer if it wasn't raining. Showing me the way to Cookham. Well, you stick it in gas mark 5. Come for the hike, stay for the jokes. Actually, no, probably come for the hike, leave because of the jokes. Sadly, I inherited my dad's humour. I also invented a song which is "Don't show me your ugly house, don't show me your ugly house." Well, that's right, it's gone so far. Day of the Triffids, Green Death. Oh, it's random art. Gallery opens for the year tomorrow. There. And this is Cookham. Just an hour later. Don't you love the British weather? Sunshine. I had a nice sandwich, gluten-free sandwich. A tea room here. Tea room just down the road. And I was going to hide there for a couple of hours, and actually I saw sunshine and I went, oh. The Tarry stone, at which sports were held before 1506. After many travels, was returned to this, its ancient site in 1937. Let's beg the question, how does a stone travel? Stones don't move that fast. The Thames path goes through Cookham churchyard, which you get to see the grave of Stanley Spencer. Yeah, I'm getting a bit worried about tomorrow, because it looks like it's going to rain all day. But like, it's sort of like it's downpour, sunshine, downpour, sunshine shuffle, which I can cope with. Raining all day might be, after several days of getting drenched, might be a bit much. But we'll see. Really don't know who it is who told me once, but they said that they tried to order wild camping remnant, but they've had some weirdness with the locals. So we'll see about that as well. Certainly Headley. But then again, I was talking about Windsor, and actually it turned out after Windsor there's loads of places I could have. Another River Wye. For a second I was like, oh, not come with the same River Wye. The one we were camping next to in Peak District. Remember that? I remember this green monstrosity very well. It's a rail bridge with a footbridge. This is Bourne End. That is the end of the line. And I got there last time I was here, just after not the last train, but one of the last trains had gone. It was at dusk, and so I had to wait in the pub next to it. I think that pub is no more. I took a picture of that last time. Found Duncan, winning the Bourne End Bridge Rivet Challenge. Riveting. I call offensive. Because it's when you're like this, it's like you can just walk down. And these big fences and big hedges, it's oppressive. I wonder what you have to do to get to the naughty corner. Who's in the naughty corner? Show me the way to Kemble. I'm tired, and I've got about 100 miles to go, or something like that. Probably less. I've done about 35. Well, I know I was 33 miles from, as the crow flies, from home, but obviously squiggly, wiggly, timey-wimey. Who knows? Kemble, where are you? Yeah, you shouldn't have. Muddy. Oh, no dear. Hopefully I don't end up in the water. Wow. This is memories of the bit around Shortmead Fort. It's not as bad as that. It's underwater, but not. It's passable. You can judge a place by how they treat their guests. And that's why something like Bourne End was very much everything I expected and remembered. You were very much prisoner to their lack of hospitality. You know, stuff like benches, benches behind private signs. I just find it's incredibly sad, because I bet you never sit on it. This very forlorn bench. How you treat your walkers, your tourists, your visitors, says very much about the community. And when it's all private signs and big fences and CCTV, and you've shunted the walkers away from the nice bits because you want the prime river real estate for your garden, it reflects very badly on the community and the people. It is like turning a guest away on a stormy night. And you get into like the posher areas like Windsor, Datchet. I think Marlow is similar as well. I saw it on the map, it's coming up, and it's like Marlow, oh yeah. And Bourne End, there is that sort of attitude of like, well, I mean mine. that, you know, lorking is, you know, something that the common people do. And I say, why am I doing this? But yeah, it's for moments like this. Oh, is that an outflow? How romantic. It's an outflow. Did a painting, ink painting, of where Millet sketched Ophelia, but it was just 100 metres upstream. Someone had built a brick outfall, you know, just spewing out water on the stream where Ophelia laid and Millet painted, and then there he is, just like this ugly brick outfall. Now, so I drew that. It's like, you know, after Millet. Now, Hogsmill is one of the tributaries of the Thames as well. But that's the kind of duality that happens with these beautiful places. You see beauty, but you see the ugly stuff as well. Scenes like this, without the outfall. The river, sunshine. Maybe I should get a lilo at Kemble and just sit on a lilo and just drift back. This is the bridge I remember. It's the A404 bridge at Marlow. So, no running off with fish in your arms, no eating of fish, and no spear fishing. Got it. I think they were just developing this horrible development when I was here last. It hasn't aged well, and of course they didn't allow the Thames pass anywhere near it. Loving the view of the Thames. Yeah, this is Marlow. Probably as exciting as it gets, really. This is Doom Marlow edition. There was a nice person in Marlow, which sounds like a limerick, who guided me to this, because there wasn't a sign to the next bit. Oh, church. Surprise church. Church. I remember that. I'm pretty sure I took a picture of that. We were briefly in Buckinghamshire. Maybe we'll return there. There's Marlow Bridge. Ding dong. It apparently led to the Marlow Society, which I've heard of. The campaign to save it led to it. I was going to say, why are they going to knock that down? And I looked at the arches. You can't have wide loads inside the here. And lorries and things. Those aren't boats, those are swans. It really is flooding. I think it's high. Don't need to worry about the Dorney Sounding Arch, because that's just below. Might get a parcel. Might need my ordering of subs. You are joking me. I've just walked all the way down to here, 1.5, 2 miles, to Temple Lock, to find the sign, which I didn't see at the start of this walk, that the bridge over it's closed. I'm not happy about that. I have to walk 1.5 miles back. Hambleton Lock near Mill End. I didn't see a single sign. Apparently you have to walk 3 miles that way on the wrong side of the river, or walk 1.5 miles, 2 miles back to Marlow and go over the bridge. I almost went over the bridge. I was like, oh no, it goes this way. But there was no sign saying, oh, the bridge is out. It's just crazy. It seems to be a theme on this journey that, you know, unstable and safe bridges closed on the Thames. So it's interesting that it hasn't been updated on Osmand or Google Maps. The woods around here are one of the places I thought, oh, maybe, I don't know what the wires are. Another dangerous bridge. No idea how to cross it. Well, given what happened last time, I'm wary of doing that because I got trapped. Back we go to Marlow. Annoyingly, I was going to go. I get my water from Bison, and then I was like, oh no, it's on the wrong side of the river. Guess what? We're now going to Bison. I'm sure it's only past, probably walking on the roads. Will they be signed? Probably not. This is Temple Lock.
Apparently you can't go via the lock because that's private, or the weir because it's private, and they won't allow that. So I can't believe it's been out for nearly a year and no one sorted it. Whereas at least the other one was like, it just happened. This is crazy. 2 of these bridges. 2. Not 1, 2. How many more are you gonna have? I'm hoping they haven't redirected us down lanes with no pavement. I was always coming round to Marlow until the whole thing. There's not a single sign here saying the Temple Bridge is out of order. They really hate walkers that much. How bouncy is this bridge? I don't like bouncy bridges. Oh, and the diversion is not signed. I'm voting this the worst detour so far. So this is the alternate Thames path with no pavement. Why do they hate hikers and walkers so much? Bizarre. Well, the people of Temple get told about that, not the people of Marlow. Great view of the Thames. Yeah, it goes on for this a long way. Finally made it to the side of the bridge, and it's nearly dark. I've got a message for you, people of Marlow and Bison. Fix your f***ing bridge. I think I found the site. It's Woods near the bridge. I don't know who owns it, but the nice thing is it's got bats. There we are. You can see them. Love bats. Killing them. Seeing if anyone tells me to get lost. It's not fenced and it's not signed, so. And the lock stroke marina is over there. But they're not going to bother me. Again, if anyone has to go at me, I'm just going to be like, fix your effing bridge, because the reason I'm here, the reason why my feet are hurting with fire, the reason why my back's hurting, the reason why I spent, I wasted an hour and a half walking back and forwards and walked along horrible roads is that bridge. So in fact, if I could have actually camped right next to the bridge of the protest, a big sign, fix your effing bridge. I'm here, I was supposed to be somewhere else. I got trapped because of the bridge. I'm making risotto with a little bit of food and fucking mushrooms. I'm not going to show the tent. I might do if I remember tomorrow. I'm keeping things very low key here because I am being overlooked with houses, so I don't want to kind of telegraph my presence here too much. I had to mop the tent. The tent floor was just so soaked, but actually the tent is actually drying quite quickly. But at least I'm dry for the moment. But it was fun kind of mopping out the bathtub floor. It was just so wet. Lucky I had some tissues. Already had my hot chocolate and some brandy because it was one of those days. It was going so well until that bridge. I can't believe it happened again. The tent did keep getting dry through it. And then all this smell. Just had the tent collapse on me in the middle of the night. It's like 3 in the morning. It's very muddy ground around here. One of the poles came down, just the wind had come up, and yeah, I didn't double peg the main guys. Ironically, I would take it down in a couple of hours, and then the rain stopped after all that. Yeah, it's one of those nights. But my mattress is now damp, and the tent is more damp inside than it was, and a down bag is more damp, and it's just like, really.
And that's the end of day 10. It was the longest leg of the entire series so far at 16.37 miles. and including the official diversions, I don't include my diversions, it was 121.67 miles. So I hope you enjoyed that episode. If you did, please click on the next day, which will appear on the screen now when it's available. And I'll see you sometime soon.